Hey everyone, Michelle Alexandria here, coming at you with another video. I've been really churning these videos out the last couple of days. That's how I roll. Some day I go months without making a video, and other days I get inspired. So is actually based on a request that I had in one of my comments yesterday. I only get a couple of comments. So for a change, I'm going to do what someone asked me to do. How about them apples? And never say I don't do anything for you fine people. So someone asked me for an update on my digital movie collection. I was like, you know what? Why not? There's not much I can say about this collection, but I will say every movie I buy it when it's on sale for $4.99 or $9. That's my strike point for buying movies. And in the last 3 months, Apple has had a lot of great themed bundle sales. So they've had like a action adventure sale, a best of the '80s sale, and some other really cool sales going on. So I picked up a bunch of movies. I think I picked up over 60 or 70 movies in the last 3 months. I'm not going to go over every single one, but I'll show you my collection, go over some of them. As it stands now, my collection is 1,291 movies. I'm showing this on my collection on Movies Anywhere because I know Apple just totally broke their movie library in the last couple of since tvOS 13. The movies library has just been an utter mess, a buggy mess, and I'm just tired of dealing with it. So I'm over here in Movies Anywhere to show you my collection. Although I am missing some things that didn't transfer over, but I'm gonna walk you guys through it. So Die Hard, I rebought Die Hard for $20 because effing Fox removed all the 4K HDR stuff. Because I bought this collection years ago, and then 2 years ago they gave us the free 4K HDR upgrade. And in the last year, these effing studios have been removing the free 4K HDR upgrades. So my dummy went back and rebought them so I can get the 4K HDR upgrades. Now here's the problem. This is the thing that sucks about digital movies. These studios can do whatever the F they want with your movie collection. So it's all well and good they give you free 4K HDR versions, upgrades, but then what's the point if they have the ability to just arbitrarily take it back, a few months later? And that sucks because here I purposely rebought this set so I could get the 4K HDR versions. And in a year, what's to stop Fox from saying screw you and take the 4K HDR back? So Sony has been doing that a lot lately. Universal's been doing that a lot lately. And Fox, almost all these studios except for Warner Brothers have been arbitrarily taking back the 4K HDR upgrades that they gave us for free years ago. Now they're going back in and they're removing it. And that ticks me off, and it's also concerning because if you buy a movie that's 4K HDR specifically because it's 4K HDR, what's to stop them from saying screw you and removing it, and you have no recourse? I kind of hate and don't trust physical media, but I also don't want to deal with 1,300 movies and all the TV shows. And that's the one reason why I really got into digital, because I'm a contractor, I'm an IT consultant, and I travel for jobs every couple of years. Every time I get a new contract, I have to move, and dealing with all that physical media was a pain in the butt. So I like being able to, I'm going to move to Orlando because I'm working for, a company for the next 3 years on a contract. And so I'm going to move to Orlando. Even though I work from home 100% of the time, but I'm missing out on some really cool team events, which sucks by being home. So yeah. So that's the main reason why I'm digital. Plus, I like being able to buy movies for $4 when these movies are still like $13, $20 if you try to buy a physical copy. So I also bought Underworld Collection. The full collection was on sale for about $25. So I rebought this just so I could have everything in 4K HDR. And I'm getting over my obsession with HDR because I just don't think HDR is really worth obsessing over. Jojo Rabbit, fabulous movie. Love this movie. I rebought it simply because it's $4 and I wanted the HDR version. Or actually, I never owned it. I thought I owned it, but I love this movie to death, and it's full screen, so it looks beautiful on a big TV. The Da Vinci Code, I really hate the Da Vinci Code, but for some reason I had the other two. I think Sony sent those to me at some point, and me being OCD, I had to have the complete set. Ghostbusters. This is a case where I own all the Ghostbusters movies. Sony gave us all the free 4K HDR upgrades a couple of years ago, and this year they took it back. They took away all the 4K HDR upgrades. So my dumb, you know what, went ahead and rebought it just so I could have the 4K HDR upgrade. And they didn't even take it back on all the movies. They just took the 4K HDR back on Ghostbusters 2, but Ghostbusters 1 and 3 were still in 4K HDR. So me being the idiot completist, I rebought this. Jungle Cruise, I like the movie. Free Guy was $9. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was $4, and I never owned it. I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but the 4K HDR transfer is very nice, and it's a full screen transfer. Baby Driver, I bought this because A, I like the movie, and I had interviewed Edgar Wright specifically for this movie. And I love Edgar Wright. I've interviewed him like 3 times in the past, and he's always great. He's really as cool a guy as you would think he is. Same with Simon Pegg and Frost. I talked to them a couple of times, but they wouldn't let me do it on camera. Because that's the thing, when you're in DC and you do interviews, it's weird, but they don't let you film it at all. And half the time they don't even let you record it. Or post the recordings. It's weird because anywhere else, like I lived in New York, LA, when you do interviews in New York and LA, they don't have any problems with you filming it. They actually encourage you to film those, to record those interviews. But in DC, you're not allowed to. So that's a little inside baseball stuff for you guys. Black Widow, I owned all the Marvel movies. So again, me being OCD, I have to buy every one as they come out. But the thing is, these days I just wait for them to go on sale. So I'm waiting for Shang-Chi to go on sale. Even though everyone loves that movie, but I was pretty mad on that. I may do Michelle's Marvel rankings list because I didn't like it. I didn't like Shang-Chi. I thought they did once again did the Mandarin dirty. That wasn't a Mandarin to me. And that's what sucks about being a comic book nerd. I know what these characters are supposed to be. Mr. Deeds, I'm not an Adam Sandler fan, but it was $4 and I love Rags to Riches type of stories. Happy Death Day to You, I finally picked this up. I love the first one. And the second one is good, but the problem is the second one is just kind of a repeat, no pun intended, the first one. Social Network, I despise this movie so much, but it was part of my Columbia Pictures Best of box set that I had bought. So I redeemed it, and with that box set, you get The Social Network, Sense and Sensibilities, Bill Stripes, one of my all-time favorite movies. Probably it's in my top 20 all-time favorite movies. Oliver, Anatomy of a Murder, all of that's part of the 4K box set. Right? Then Apple had an old school action movies deal, so I went out and picked up a bunch of stuff. So I picked up Rising Sun, Cowboys and Aliens, Cape Fear, Red Dragon to complete my Hannibal collection, Black Dahlia, High Crimes with Ashley Judd and Morgan Freeman. And if you haven't seen Black Dahlia, watch it. It's a great movie. Runaway Jury, I haven't seen this, but hey, it has all my favorite people. It has John Cusack, Rachel Weisz, Dustin Hoffman, and Gene Hackman. How can this movie be bad? And it was $4. In the Heights, my favorite movie of last year, It's awesome. I love this movie, so it was on sale for like $9. Picked it up. The Proposal was $4. Cruella is my favorite movie of 2021. I like this movie even more than Spider-Man No Way Home. I adore Cruella. Cruella. Ingrid Goes West. Don't know why I bought that. I think I just like the trailer for it and the premise. I forgot what it's about, but it was $4, so I took a chance. Good Boys. I hate these kind of movies, but it was $4, and I decided I wanted to watch it. Scorpion King was part of a box set for like $10 or something, and I owned all three. And I owned all three Mummy movies, but they're in HD, and I wanted to get them in 4K HDR. Again, I don't know why I'm obsessing over 4K HDR. When you're streaming them, I really can't tell the difference. I'm hoping that one day these platforms will allow you to actually download the movies temporarily so you can watch them fully uncompressed. That's what I'm hoping for, because they used to do that with HD movies, so there's no reason why they can't do it with 4K HDR. But it's probably because of piracy that they want to allow you to do it. But it would be awesome if they let you download a movie, like two or three movies, and then store them on your computer for like 3 days so you can watch them uncompressed. That would be amazing if they did that, but I doubt if they will. SWAT, I like this movie. You can't go wrong with some old school Jet Li action. Street Fighter, Desperado, great fun movie. Smoking Aces, again, great movie, all part of the 80s sale that was going on at some point, or the action movie sale. Skyscraper, I don't like this movie at all, but it's Dwayne Johnson in the action movie, so that pretty much sums it up. Homefront, I bought this because I wanted to see it a long time ago, and I never did. So, and I'm not a huge Jason Statham fan, but $4 action movie. Why not? Robin Hood. I love all Robin Hood movies, and that's said. Stallone. I bought a bunch of like Stallone, Bruce Willis, and Arnold Schwarzenegger movies to complete some of my action movie sets from these guys. So I got Daylight, The Sixth Sense, or The Sixth Day, End of Days, Hudson Hawk. I adore Hudson Hawk. It's an awesome movie. Striking Distance, Nonstop, Empire Records I really love. Hustler. I even bought Assassin's Creed. I don't know why. Mortal Kombat Legends, because I have a couple. Warner Brothers or Lionsgate, I think one of those companies sent this to me. The Skulls, Midnight Run, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Real Genius, I still have never watched, so I want to watch this. A League of Their Own, Doctor Strangelove, Gandhi, Jerry Maguire, Lawrence of Arabia, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. They were all part of the first Columbia box set, and it was on sale digitally for like $40, so I snapped that up. Lawrence of Arabia, I love this movie, and it's a beautiful transfer, but the problem is they give away the ending, and that made me kind of not like the movie a little bit, because I first watched it this year, ever. And the fact that, Lawrence died, they show Lawrence dying in the first 4 minutes of the movie. I'm not giving away a spoiler because it happens in the first 4 minutes of the movie. He dies, and he dies in a really stupid way. Then it makes the next 3 hours of this movie utterly pointless, and I hate that. I wish they had moved that scene until the end, or didn't have it at all. But it kind of ruins the rest of the movie for me. I mean, and it's still a brilliant movie to watch. It's just that I hate that they give away the ending of the movie, of the character or whatever, in the first 4 minutes. And it's not a good ending. It's just for the character. So you're like, why am I investing myself when I know he dies in the stupidest way possible? After he goes through all this stuff in Arabia. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Brilliant. Loved it. Legend, Batman, The Long Halloween. Warner Brothers sends me all their animation stuff automatically, and I adore The Long Halloween. I thought they did one of Batman's most famous stories justice. And I wish they would just release one deluxe edition and call it a day instead of combining it, instead of splitting the movies in two and then coming out with the deluxe version, complete version a year later. It's stupid. I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends. I interviewed the cast of Urban Legends, actually. That's why I bought this. Fever Pitch. I love Drew Barrymore. Again, more of my Stallone stuff. Judge Dredd. The Rocketeers. Brilliant. Is this 4K? Nope. It is available on 4K, I'm fairly certain. I bought the Hulk to kind of complete my collection. This was in my Marvel collection. Ghost Rider 2, and then Hancock, Kingsman Golden Circle, Unbreakable. Believe it or not, I never owned this, so I went ahead and bought it. And it's not in 4K HDR. That's some BS because I bought this a couple of weeks ago. It should be in 4K HDR. These companies, man. Gloria is one of the first movies I remember ever watching. And I remember 3 movies very clearly watching when I was a kid. And they're my earliest movie memories. One is Gloria. Kramer. The other one is Kramer versus Kramer. Because my mother always called me a little shit after we watched that movie in the theater. So ever since then, my mother would call me a little shit. And I'm like, ah. And then we also saw, and then my father took me to see H.R. Pufnstuf, which gave me nightmares. So that's actually a pretty good trilogy of movies to be your very first kind of movie-going experiences. Godzilla vs. Kong and Proud Mary. So these are all the movies I bought in the last couple of months. Oh, in this shelf too, which includes Riddick, to complete my Riddick collection, The Replacement Killers. You know, you can't go wrong with what's his face, with Chow Yun Fat. You can't go wrong with the Chow Yun Fat movie from the 90s. In Bruges, I love In Bruges. It's an awesome movie, and it makes me want to go to Bruges. Bruges. It's a beautiful. The cinematography in that movie is gorgeous. I really want to go to Bruges. Red Sparrow, Cinderella Story, Starstruck. Warner Brothers sent this to me, and I love all the Cinderella movies. I never reviewed it, but I should have. Again, Batman Long Halloween Part 1. And there you go, people. That's what I bought in the last 3 or 4 months. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but thank you for suggesting this. So I should receive at least one view or one like on this video. So anyway, what digital movies are you guys picking up? Are you guys still picking up physical media or digital? I actually rent all my physical media through 3dblu-ray.com, and then I just buy whatever when it's on sale. And actually, I think I'm to the point where I own every movie I could possibly want. And again, look at this. I have 1,291 movies, just no movies anywhere, and there's probably like 50 that don't transfer over to movies anywhere from like Vudu or iTunes. And we won't even get into all the TV stuff I own. Actually, let's do it. Let's show you some of my TV stuff. So I was on a whole kick where I was knee-jerk buying a bunch of movies on a bunch of complete TV series because they were on sale for fabulous prices. So the last couple of things I picked up include, I bought the Alias complete series for $20. I rebought Batman the complete series digitally for, and I own this on Vudu, but I don't watch Vudu. I don't use Vudu really anymore. So I like having things on iTunes. So I got back, even though watching complete series on iTunes is a broken mess now, because when you watch it, everything now is in this ridiculous row. So then you have a row of stuff of like 120 episodes, where in the past it used to be broken up by seasons. So I would be able to go to specific seasons, specific episodes. Now you have to just do this endless scroll. And why they did this is beyond me. And the other annoying thing is, you can't even view it as seasons because otherwise it's going to try to force you to rebuy stuff, which is stupid. I may do a video on how much I hate iTunes, iTunes these days. So you see, it shows that I own the complete season, but like season 3, if I click that, it will probably say I have to. You see, it says I have to buy it, and I have to buy the individual episodes. I'm like, what kind of stupidity? I swear, Apple is just garbage these days. They really are. So then I bought Wonder Woman, Married with Children, Superman and Lois. I had to binge this in the next week or so. And I bought Lois and Clark, although Dean Cain has made me absolutely despise this show because I hate that douchebag. He needs to keep his mouth shut. And here's the thing. Conservatives always say that, and as a liberal, I'm always like, who cares what actors say? But I actually do care, especially when they agree with me. So I'm kind of a hypocrite that way. But anyway, I don't want to get into politics. But yeah, this is my collection so far. I would love to know what you guys think about 4K HDR. What movies have you picked up for your collection, and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's have a good conversation. And if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, and share this video. I never ask you guys to like or subscribe or share, but yeah, I want you guys to like, subscribe, and share. So anyway, talk to you guys later. I'm off to see some movies this weekend. I'm going to go see West Side Story today, and I may watch Lucy tomorrow. And I do want to do a review of Spider-Man, the fan service movie. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.